Hello YouTube, it's Chris from CW62. I know it's been a minute. I haven't posted anything for a while. I had a couple of things in the works that I wanted to make a video on, and they didn't come through. I will go in more in depth on a video that I plan on putting out right around Valentine's Day, and I'll explain in that video why I'm waiting till Valentine's Day or thereabouts to put it out. But sitting here in the space shuttle, the cab of my truck, my daughter is a crossing guard, for those of you that didn't know, and I bring her to work in the morning, and I sit here while she does her crossing guard duties, then I take her home, and then I bring her back in the afternoon and I do the same thing. Well, I've just noticed that sitting here, how the sunlight's coming through this side of my beard. Does it make me look saintly? I'm not. You know, everybody keeps telling me that I need to trim it because Christmas is over. And, I mean, this is only about 6 months worth of growth. Why do I want to trim it? I've already trimmed this last week. Why do I want to trim this? Anyways, I just wanted to get on here and say hi and leave a video. Today was a new chapter or new journey in my life. This morning after I took my daughter home, I went out to Lemoore College. It was formerly West Hills College of Lemoore, and they changed the name to Lemoore College. Don't know why. I guess the state of California had too much money. They had to spend some of it on foolish stuff. But I went back to school, and it was kind of strange. I was apprehensive about it because I graduated from the College of Sequoia over in Visalia in 1985. And it's been a while since I've been to school. I mean, the job that I had with the government, they would send me to a technical school here or there for a week at a time or whatever. But it's been, well, I got medically or disably retired in 1998. So I haven't been to any type of class since probably 3 years before I got retired. So, 94? 95? And that was a 2-week class that I went to in Atlanta to take a course on a measurement program called MODAPS, or MODAP. And you learn to measure time through movement. Every movement a person makes takes a calculated amount of time. And so what you have to do is you have to videotape somebody doing their job and then go back and replay it and count the different movements they make. And you have to learn like a shorthand type thing to write it down. Like, you know, I reach out my arm to pick something up. It'd be 1 R for, you know, 1 reach, 1 G for grab, 1 back or B or whatever for, you know, bring your arm back or whatever it was. I don't remember them all. And, you know, it was just another class that the government sent me to that was a waste of money and time. But I was willing to go because it got me out of my regular duties for 2 weeks. You know, so, but I just wanted to get on here and let everybody know, hey, I'm still doing good. I got a good report from my doctor, from my podiatrist. I've been having problems ever since I had the amputation on my right leg, that every 4 or 5 weeks I develop blisters on my left foot, and then that causes me to have to get my foot wrapped up and everything else and stay off my foot as much as possible, get around in my wheelchair, and I absolutely loathe being in that wheelchair. Maybe if I get an electric one or motorized one, you know, I can soup that baby up and put a brand new 350 in, you know, get it out of a crate, put a brand new 350 on it, and then make a hot rod. That'd be cool. But I don't think Save Mart or Safeway or anybody like that would like me driving that up and down the aisles. So, you know, I got a clean bill of health on that. And then, what was it, Saturday? I was healing. He gave me a clean bill of health a couple weeks ago. And I noticed that I had some dry skin, and he told me there was some dry skin, and it peeled off on Saturday, and it was about the size of a quarter. And but it was kind of funky shape, but the size of a quarter, and 2 pieces came off. And it was hard and brittle and everything. But since then, my bottom of my foot, because I use my camera on my phone to check it out, nice and clean, no other wounds or anything. I rubbed my hand on it. Sorry, I got my hand in the way, but I rubbed my hand on it, and I don't feel anything. And I go see him again at the end of the month, and hopefully I don't have to go see him before the end of the month. And then if everything checks out good, I'll probably go back to the protocol of seeing him every other month. But I'm doing good, feeling good. I'm going to school. Like I said, today is my first day. Oh, and I'm taking classes in computers and in business. And the funny thing is none of the business classes I'm taking are about business. They're all about computers. I couldn't believe that. And if you know me, you know I'm computer stupid. I know how to turn the thing on. I know how to go to YouTube, because for the last year, that's all I've done after I got my leg chopped was I sit on my butt and I watch YouTube videos. And if I'm feeling up to it, I manage to go out to the garage and do a little woodwork, or I do some 3D printing, because that's right next to my bed. And so I do 3D printing there. But that's why I decided to go back to school, basically, was number one, get me out of my wife's hair, because I know I am driving my wife cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And number two, I would like to learn how to put what's in here, which isn't very much, but I'd like to put what's in here down in some type of file that I could transfer into an STL, and then transfer that into a G-code, and then download that onto the SD card and plug it into my 3D printer and watch the magic happen. See the idea from the empty pit come to fruition and actually have something that's tangible. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to do it good enough to where I could help supplement my income or lack of income. I'll tell you what, when you don't work, and I haven't worked for over a year now, a year was July of 24. No, July of 25 was 1 year since I had worked, because of all the problems as they started coming up and everything. And the money don't come in, but the bills the bills still keep coming in. And that's why I had to go on Social Security at age 62 instead of waiting. And that limits to how much money I can make, and all kinds of crazy rules and everything. But you know what? God is good. God has been seeing me and my family through it. If nothing else, He supplies beans and potatoes, and we can fill the void. And so I can't complain about that. God is good. I can't brag about God enough, let me tell you. And if you don't like hearing about God, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to hear about God and how good He is in every one of my videos. And I honestly believe if it wasn't for God, I would not have survived this surgery. And, my doctor, my podiatrist said that the way, because I had asked him, I went on this forum on Facebook, and they talked about diabetics having amputations of their legs, and that a lot of them die within the first 5 years. And I asked my podiatrist, hey, this is what I read. How come? And he told me, he says, because a lot of people do not have a good mental attitude. And I'll tell you what, when he first told me he was going to have my leg chopped, I went very dark, very, very dark. And I was not in a good frame of mind. And then a dear friend of mine, Frankie, White Wolf Adventures here on YouTube. Frankie is in Alabama, but through YouTube, not through YouTube, but through Facebook and everything, every day he kind of kicked me in the backside, kept me going. And then Marty and Bob, Marty from Marty Ramblin' and Bob from Bob's World, and they were constant encouragements. Lynn was an encouragement. Two Flip, Andy from the Wood Gnome, or as I like to say, the Wood Gnome. Just a bunch of guys that I've never met in person with the exception of Marty. And they rallied around me. And it's like, hey, you know what? God's got this. Why are you worrying about what you're going to do when God's got this? And they just super encouraging. And we have a little group that we get together on. Others get on it a lot more than I do. I used to get on it all the time, but I just don't want to get on and rattle about anything like I'm doing in this video. I don't like making long videos, and I'm just rattling. But just kind of trying to fill you guys in on the last 2 months since I made a video. But they were just great encouragements, and they all, we all have woodworking in common. We all like to do woodwork, and most of us do work on scroll saws. And then a few of us do 3D printing. And then a couple of them, Frankie, Bob, and Lynn, and I believe Andy also have all gotten into laser engraving. Or they've been into it, and they just, started posting pictures of their projects. And I was more interested in laser engraving than I was 3D printing before I got my printer. And again, Bob, thank you so much for sending that to me. I can't express what a blessing that's been. And Bob wanted to keep my mind active, and he wanted to give me a challenge. And boy, howdy, had he ever done that. And opened up a whole new world to me. Well, I'm glad actually now that I started doing 3D printing before I did laser engraving. Because lasering, you've got to have it exhaust outside of the house or outside of the garage if I'm doing it in the garage. And a lot of you don't know, Lemoore, California, we don't get as cold as some places, but when we drop below 50 degrees, it's cold. And I do all of my woodwork, and I would do the laser work out in my garage. And in the summertime, well, anyways, in my garage in the wintertime, it gets down, if it's 50 outside, inside my garage, it gets down to about 30. And in the summertime, it's 110, 115 for 3 to 4 months out of the year, straight in a row. And we'll have a few 90s thrown in here or there. But in my garage, it's 120. And I don't have a fan or a heater in my garage. So I can do the 3D printing in my house in the comfort of my AC. And as you all know, just recently I got a brand new AC unit put on my house. And I've been loving it. Ooh, I've been loving it. After 24 years of having to fight with the old air conditioner, we got a new one because they said we can't repair this anymore. It's dead. So that's, it's been a blessing to get into 3D printing before I ever got into doing the laser engraving. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm just rattling. I need to get off. I'm sure a lot of you are bored and have already gotten off. But I just want to let you know I love each and every one of you, even though we've never met personally. We've never even talked. But you've taken the time to watch my crazy, messed up videos, to look at this ugly face, to put up with me. Oh, squirrel. Anyways, go back to what I was first saying. My podiatrist said that a positive mental attitude will get you through when things start going bad. And my wife didn't really say anything, but I'm sure my wife would tell everybody she's positive that I have mental attitudes. After doing the work I did and everything, I'm sometimes surprised that I'm not in a loony bin. I've seen stuff and done stuff that I hope none of you ever have to do. But anyways, back to closing out. Even though we haven't met, we haven't talked, you've taken your time, which I value, to watch my crazy, stupid videos. And even some of you even comment. Some of you have subscribed to my channels and my channel, and I really appreciate that. I thank you so much for it. And I'm not above begging. If anybody out there, any company wants to give away a 3D printer, they want to give away a laser engraver, they want to give away any tools, as long as I don't have to make a video about it and lie about it, I can give you my honest opinion. Hey, I'm game. I'm game. I love getting free stuff. And it'll give me a reason why I need to make a video instead of going dark like I do. But anyways, I know that's not going to happen. And I know, it'd be nice if YouTube decided to monetize me, but they're not going to. And from what I heard, the monetization really isn't that great anyways. So anyways, I will make these videos when I can. And like I said, I will have a video out, if not beforehand. I will have a video out on or about Valentine's Day. I've already got it on my calendar in my phone, so I will have a reminder the day before. And I just wanted to let you all know I will be back, but hopefully not like a bad habit. Hey, you all have a great day, and thank you so much for just watching this. I love each and every one of you. I pray for all of you. You just all have a blessed day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.